Girl,
Everybody
it's
follow
packed
the one
out
line,
here tonight.
please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Punk Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Well, hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl.
This is round 2, guys.
Sorry, I had to get the sunflower seed salt off my hands.
It's okay, guys. This is round 2. You didn't hear the first round, but it's okay. We're here. We're here.
My bad.
We're back at it. We're back at it. So what is your week looking like?
Well, last week was cool. This week, you know, it's Christmas. I'm going home.
Christmas time is here. I hate that song. This shit sounds so depressing to me.
That one?
No, Christmas time is here. I feel like they played in like Home Alone when that nigga realized he at the house by himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I hate that Christmas song. I mean, all my Christmas songs be lit. Y'all see my Christmas list on Instagram.
But yeah, I'm going home. I'm actually shooting some video for the American Cancer Society. My best friend, she works at the American Cancer Society, and they're doing like a thing, like a holiday movie watch party for cancer survivors. So
What are they watching?
Elf.
Oh, okay.
It's
Which one's Elf?
Elf is with Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
And
half them Christmas movies be looking alike.
yeah. So I'm shooting that, and then I'm just gonna stay until Christmas, and I'm starting to think about it, like it's a really fucking long time. It's like 3 days. I usually am like a Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, leave Christmas the day after Christmas.
So when are you going?
That Saturday.
When's Christmas? Tuesday?
Yes, Monday.
Christmas Eve is Monday. I think Christmas is Tuesday.
Oh.
I'm looking at a calendar right here. Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
Christmas is Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm going to be there for a solid 3 days before I leave. So
Christmas time.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to be doing. But neither here nor there. But I am excited to go home. I miss my grandma and my mom. And my brother's coming from Hawaii, so that should be a good time.
Oh, yeah, you should stay for 3 days or 4 days.
And that nigga coming Christmas Eve and leaving, like, probably Christmas Day.
Really?
Yeah, he trying to party.
Wait. Oh, he's not going to stay there the whole time. But he's going to be in here.
Yeah, he's going to be in Texas, but he ain't trying to stay in Corpus the whole time.
Oh. Christmas time. Well,
what about you?
This week's been decent. I have no complaints, you know. Like I said this is the second taping. Like I said on the first taping, you know, just preparing for 2020. Wait, not 2020, 2019. Well, hell, 2022 while I'm at it. Just preparing for the new year in a way I haven't before. So, you know, we'll see how that works out. 2019, you know, might actually be my year, like the pastor likes to say. Not quite sure yet, but I am preparing. So if it's not my year, it's no fault of my own.
Pastors love to gas people up, talk about the next year is your year.
Right.
You finna reap the harvest.
And listen, I'm preparing. So if this year happens to not be my year, it's not my own doing. We need to have a conversation. Because usually it's like, it's your year. And I'm like, cool, I ain't got to do shit. So this year it was like, it's your year. I'm like, all right, work without faith, or faith without work, however the Bible verse goes.
It works without faith.
You know? Yeah. So I don't want it to be dead. Rise, nigga. So
rise works.
Rise. So I'm making a point to be very, you know, which I've always been super, like I've decided like this past year and a half after the DUI to kind of show up for my life in a way I hadn't showed up in a way before. So I have a few things planned. It's just some stuff I want to do, some things I've already done that I need to just, you know, get together. So I spent a lot of December, especially like since we're in the middle of December, like these last couple of weeks getting everything I could possibly do done. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's what my week has been. I mean, granted, I haven't seen no, you know, repercussions, no results yet, because that the planning phase, I completely understand how people abandon dreams and hopes and jobs and opportunities, because if you're a person like me who needs instant gratification, when you be doing a whole bunch of shit and you don't instantly get what you need, it's like, the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
So it's like I have to take pleasure in little things. So like even with this podcast, I have to take pleasure in people putting us in their IG stories, or like today I finally found some direction, and I have to take pleasure in little shit, because listen, if I don't, I'm just one of them people.
No, that shit is really hard. Like,
for real. Especially when money's involved. It's like, no, I need it now. I be feeling like old girl from Set It Off. Which one with the braids? Elise Neal character. I need the money. I be feeling like that bitch.
Sometimes, I mean, like, I've been taking on a lot of different projects. And granted, some of them haven't been paid.
Oh, bitch, you out here interning.
But I feel like...
Oh, bitch, you interning.
Yeah. But the reward that I'm seeing is that it's like little by little, I'm noticing people are...
Contacting
me. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, niggas trying to shoot a music video. These are like quality people that, are... that can't afford to have a budget, and just like the stuff that I'm doing, it's just kind of like it's really good for me to show like, hey, I have a
you're building your portfolio.
I'm building I'm diversifying my portfolio, so I can shoot for this group, and I can also do this. I can shoot that. So I think that I know I don't see it now, and I know
on E right now.
I know I don't see it right now.
I ate noodles before that gig.
But I know that if I mean, because it just feels like everything else that I've tried to do has not stuck. So I feel like God is leading me on a path that is very specific, and it's very scary. It's almost like walking in pure darkness barefooted.
Yeah.
I can't see shit in front of me. I don't have no shoes on, so I can't just take off running. Like, I gotta walk slow. I gotta hold my hand out to see if there's a wall. That's how I feel right now. Like, I feel like I am walking in complete darkness.
You got your wallet with you? You got money?
I ain't got shit.
Oh, you got
God took everything away from me. And all I hear is, you all right? Keep walking. Keep straight. You all right?
You good. You good.
You good. Take a left. Sharp left. But that's the area that I'm in. But I know that it's going to lead me to greater things, just because of the people that I've met, the people that are willing to be supporting in the ideas and stuff that I have. So, that shit is real, man.
It is. It very much so is, especially when you know for sure. Like, I know for sure, and I've known from the beginning, I did not want to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. I'm not one of them people who be hating on that. I honestly wish I had that type of personality where I could.
Me too.
Because life would be easier.
Me too.
I got the degrees. I would have been fine. I was good. I was set up for corporate America in a sense. But it wasn't my thing from even when I was like a kid, and even when I went through kind of college. I mean, it was just I didn't know. Then I went through college the second time, and I still didn't know. I just went through college the second time because I didn't know what to do after the first time. It was like, all right, well, go back to school. And then I started to get my doctorate, and I was like, okay, I can't make this my career. I can't because I don't know what I'm doing. I just keep trying to go get education.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. So that's really what my week has been like. Just trying to plant the seeds. You hear that, God? Plant the seeds so everything can grow in spring.
It'll happen.
Preferably in February, but spring.
Not rushing
you.
But I'm asking you to do it in springtime.
If it happened in February, I'm not hating.
Maybe March.
You know? Let me know when you want me to blossom, Lord. I surrender to you. So it's cool in this city.
So I met this lady. She is a mobile esthetician. And basically, she goes to...
Oh, my God. We have a letter about a girl who wants to be an esthetician.
Really?
And it took me... Let me tell you how I had to text. I screenshotted it because for the life of me, I couldn't pronounce it, right? So I hit my mom. I had my in a family group chat. And I was like, can somebody call me and tell me how to say this word? And so my brother called me and was like, esthetician, bye. I was like, thank you. But go ahead. And I wrote it down because I still kept fumbling over it. So I read it.
Esthetician. Yes.
There you go. But go ahead.
So my good sis Nicole, I met her when I was working at D-Bar in 3rd Ward. And we linked up on she needed a website. So I built her a website. And she was very nice.
No shade. Recovering Party Girls need a website too. But continue on.
She got me. So anyways, she told me that once everything was all said and done, that she would give me a facial. Because I kept asking her, like, what facials would be best for like, combination skin or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I went and I took her upon her word, and she gave me a facial, and it was freaking amazing.
You had cucumbers on your eyes?
I didn't have cucumber, but I had some shit that had my shit tingling.
You had a mud mask?
No, I don't know what it was, but my skin felt like it was just like tingling. And then she did this shit called dermaplaning.
What's that?
So basically everybody has like little fine hairs on their face.
Bitch, I got
so
my shit ain't fine, but go ahead.
So basically she shaved it all off. So it's like
shave it off with like a razor?
So it's like a little blade. And basically, you just scrape off. It's almost like a exfoliation, but with the blade. And you just scrape it off. And mind you, like my skin feels like tight.
Come on, Botox.
But I really want to get Botox, like right here.
You don't need Botox yet.
Yes, I do. Right here.
You making yourself do that though.
No, that needs Botox.
But stop holding your head like that.
That is. I don't want that. I want it to be like that. I want it to be tight. Anyways, but yeah, she's really, really, really good. She's very professional. Like she has like all the spa shit. And again, she travels. Strokes of Beauty by Nick.com is her website. You could book appointments, and her prices are relatively cheap compared to some of the places that I've gone to. So I've done like a oxygen facial for like...
You know, that oxygen facial be making me feel like I can't breathe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get microdermabrasion.
Which one's that?
That's like, it takes like a little layer.
But
it causes the peeling.
Yeah, I knew a girl who did that, but she didn't peel as bad. Like she thought she was gonna peel because she usually did, of course. Mm-hmm. She thought she was gonna peel really, really bad, but she actually didn't. So I think it depends on like what type of skin you have, because she was waiting for she thought she was gonna be like a snake.
But well, I mean, it just depends on your skin.
But see, that'll be my ass. I'm gonna be like a snake. I'm probably shedding for like 6 months.
But it just depends on what area. She said it takes like a week for it to really like go through, but the results are pretty phenomenal.
I think my mama did that. I think I paid for my mama to do that on her birthday.
The results are phenomenal because I've seen like before and after pictures of her clients, and like wow. But she said because I don't have like she said like that is for people with like acne scars and like cystic acne.
What's that like?
Like it's like
when you pop them, it be wet.
No, there's like this like the pimple is underneath the skin.
Ooh,
yeah. So basically, you're just taking off the layers. Yeah. But anyways, she did a fantastic job, and I was very happy. Like again, my skin feels like I have new skin. Yeah, because basically she just took off all that excess crap, and my makeup goes on a little bit smoother. Yeah, So I got a good facial. Shout out to Nicole. I appreciate it. strokesofbeautybynick.com is the website. If you're in Houston, she travels pretty much everywhere. Hit her up. She knows her shit, man. She knows her shit. And she's very fast, and her prices are very reasonable. If you love facials, I suggest you guys look her up. And she's also Strokes of Beauty by Nick on Instagram.
All right. So this week, my Woman Crush Wednesday goes to Zelma Bullock. Zelma Bullock was played by Jenifer Lewis. Zelma Bullock is Anime Bullock's mother, and What's Love Got to Do with It? You might know Anime Bullock as Tina Turner. So What's Love Got to Do with It is one of my fave movies. It came out in 1993. It has Angela Bassett, Lawrence Fishburne, Vanessa Bell Calloway, and Jenifer Lewis. And the way Jenifer Lewis played Zelma Bullock is gold. But the reason Zelma Bullock is my Woman Crush Wednesday, because she's a terrible mother and she's a bird bitch. And I kind of think that if we knew her, we should have jumped that hoe. So we meet a Zelma Bullock as has her carriage and buggy, her horse and buggy, with her other daughter escaping Nutbush, Tennessee. And all we see is young little Anime singing her little heart out, walking down the street, watching her mother take her other sister away from her grandma's house. Anime is confused. She don't know what's happening. Where's my mother? And she was just like, Grandma was like, Meemaw said, I don't know, but I got you, girl. You okay? And it always kind of bothered me that Zelma took, like, my thing is, take both kids or take no kids. It kind of always weirds me out when people split like their children, because it's like, well, how did you choose which child you was going to take? Because the thing about Anime, she wasn't like a baby. She was still old enough to walk from the church to her grandmother's house. So she was a kid. Neither here nor there. The next time we see Zelma is when Anime Bullock is showing up to St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. So she shows up to St. Louis. She's excited. Anime has blossomed. She's a young woman. She's like, it looks like she's in her late teens, early 20s. She's excited to be in the big city of St. Louis. Now, a scene happens where Anime kind of gets smart with her mama, but then her mama kind of checks her and says, you're not going to hold what I did against me. And it's like, but bitch, you abandoned your whole child. What do you mean? And the problem I have with Zelma Bullock is the fact that she had like that parent seniority that I can't stand. Just because you birth somebody or because you're somebody's father, you got to treat them with respect. You can't just be like, I'm your mama, but I ain't seen you in years and I was raised by my grandmother and you kind of abandoned me.
Yeah.
So she kind of checked Anime, and Anime kind of was like, all right, sis. So Anime goes to the club with her sister because her mama want to be fast. Her mom was like, can you take Anime with you? I got some company and I need the place to myself. Oh, and everybody who's here needs a job, so you need to find a job, Anime. So it's just like Anime come in and the mama just bossy. She want to throw her she wants to be authoritative and just, she's doing a lot. And I can even get past all this shit. I'm like, okay, Anime probably happy she get to go to the club with her sister. They ain't had that in Nutbush. Yeah. Nutbush city limits. I get it. Anime goes to the club. She sings her little heart out to Ike. Ike comes down to Zelma's house. Now, this is where I knew Zelma was a bird bitch, and I related to her, but also hated her as a parent. Ike comes to the house, was like, I want Anime Bullock to sing in my bands. Her mother originally was kind of reserved. The thing is, if my mama would have seen a slick ass nigga like Ike coming to my front door, my mama would not have let Ike mama would have entertained Ike, period. Ike came in, he was super smooth, had his like conch, because these were conch back then and shit. And so she basically says no, but then Ike hands her like $200 and she's just like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So essentially you just sold your daughter to the devil, which is fine because she ended up being Tina Turner. So, I mean, it happened. It was for the greater good, but, it could not have ended up the way it ended up. So she go down to Ike's studio or house or whatever, and they record the song, and Anime mama all up in the mix, like, Ruffa, why you got her singing Ruffa? What's Ruffa? She sounded like a man, and all the extra bullshit. Either way, Ike and Anime Bullock turn into Ike and Tina Turner. So on top of her just being a trash ass parent, and she sold her daughter to Ike, and she abandoned Anime, and she just wasn't shit. The biggest issue I have with her is when Anime decides she wants to leave Ike, she takes her kids, she gets on this Greyhound bus. She is leaving this nigga. She crept out the house. She made them kids whisper. She crawled on the floor. She didn't slam the door. They like exiting out of windows. She done got a bus ticket, and that's a goddamn shame. She Tina goddamn Turner. She couldn't even afford to get on no plane. My bitch got on a bus, a Greyhound bus, to escape an abusive ass relationship. Ike calls her mama. Her mama answers the phone. Hello, Ike. And Ike's like, basically, where Tina at? Her mama sells her out. That bothers my fucking soul. Like, your daughter's literally escaping an abusive ass nigga. And instead of you saying, I don't know where she at, or you giving her like a safe place, you literally tell Ike where this bitch at, and then Ike go down to like, because you have you ever rode the Greyhound bus?
Yes.
So you know, like the Greyhound bus always do like that one big stop at like the rural.
Yeah. And he came up there.
Get a car, Ann. And I was just like, you didn't have to do that to that girl. Like, you sold your daughter out. Like, at that point, she was Tina Turner. So she was going to be fine with or without Ike. She would have found work. But you sold your daughter out to this abusive ass nigga for money. So you can be kept. And I always just, I need to watch anime. I need to watch Tina Turner's Behind the Music. Because I remember back in the day, like, before Behind the Music started playing, like, hip-hop and doing like R&B artists, they only did like rockish artists back in the day, because that's when VH1 was born, before the love and hip-hop days of VH1. So she had a Behind the Music, and I really need to figure out like the relationship and the dynamic with her and her mom, because I'm real curious to see like once she broke free from Ike, what type of relationship she had with like her mama, who was kind of okay with her getting her ass whooped.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like her sister was on the Behind the Music, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't really remember. And I feel like I heard something about her mom, about them not really, you know, clicking once it was all said and done. But I'm not like completely sure, and I can't remember where I read the article at. But I'm gonna look it up and figure out like the issue, because like your mama sold your ass out essentially for some furs and like
a lifestyle.
Like you think I was getting her ass beat, even though low key I did. If you watch What's Love Got to Do with It as much as I watched it, it's like lightweight a comedy because of how Lawrence Fishburne played Ike.
Yes.
And like just everything about the fact that like she damn near was dying, and he was like, if you die, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, nigga, like this girl.
I'm already dead, nigga.
No, it did too when she came back from the hospital, and she's like, hello, Ike. And he was like, if you needed a day off, you should have said something. You just taking a vacation. And it's like that girl tried to kill herself, Ike. This was not a vacation. She tried to take herself off the earth. Like, the kids running around. Look, Ike ain't doing his homework. You want to go on vacation. It's like, no, Ike. She was in the ICU. She was in the ICU, Ike. Like, girl, and then what used to kill me too is because Tina Turner used to get bossy on that nigga. Like, when she was, taping Nutbush, because they had the studio in the house. I actually really do love Nutbush City Limits. But she was like, when she was taping Nutbush, and the fact that she couldn't really get the song right, it's like, Anime, you know he beat you, like, get the shit right. But then when everybody leaving, because he's like, everybody get out. Instead of her, like, looking afraid, like she finna get her ass beat, she was like, don't get nothing on you. All right, girl, see you later. It's like, Tina, you about to get your ass beat. Like, stop playing. So...
Hey.
Listen, but What's Love Got to Do with It? You are that movie. You will always be that girl. People still get upset that Angela Bassett didn't win for the Academy Award for lead actress. Angela Bassett said it best. Y'all don't even remember who won that award. So her career has stood the test of time. And I was like, that's a good way to look at it, sis.
Her beauty has stood the test of time.
Girl, Angela Bassett looks amazing. Bad. She must be vegan or some shit.
Has to be.
Because I've been feeling like she's
60.
She looks good. And she's still with Courtney B. Vance. They got the two cute little twins. They're unproblematic. They mind their business. Angela Bassett getting roles. Getting roles.
But you know what thing that bothers me about her roles is she's always her roles are always like women that get cheated on.
No, because she's played a lot of people executives. Because she was saving the White House not too long ago in that one movie with that 27 piece.
The last couple of shows that she was on,
and she was on American Horror Story. And the last
couple of shows she was on NBC. That was
on NBC. What shows was that?
It's like Chicago something. It was like
she's 911. 911.
Like
Yeah, her husband's gay on 911.
Cheated on.
And what was the other one? Because she
Waited to Excel. Cheated on.
She has a really diverse. I can't sign on that one because she really does have a diverse portfolio. Y'all need to Google Angela Bassett and come pull up all the movies she's played in. She literally can play any damn thing. Has played any damn thing. And anytime I see that 27 piece popped on her head, I know that bitch is about to give y'all the business. That's how I knew she was gonna set that shit off in 911. I seen that 27 piece. But shout out, she was in Black Panther this year. Angela Bassett's still out here. American Horror Stories. She really has a diverse portfolio, and she has been out here for a very long time, giving great movies. And I can't lie, I would love to see. Damn, I just thought about it. Lawrence Fishburne was Angela Bassett's husband, and What's Love Got to Do with It? And Jenifer Lewis was her mama. But in Blackish, Jenifer Lewis and Lawrence Fishburne are like ex-husband and wife. Damn. Okay, sorry, y'all. Just thought about it. But yeah, so shout out to Angela Bassett. You're a queen. Boys in the Hood. All the movies that you've been in. You just been out here bopping and just giving us great, great, great films. So shout out to you, girl. Did you watch Ready to Love?
I didn't.
Listen, for my folks that have watched it, because a lot of y'all message because Aaron's trash. I hate that nigga.
But you know what? I've seen the little teaser clips of it.
I hate that nigga.
What is her name? Stormy?
Stormy.
She read him.
But not really. I didn't really... Okay, so Stormy essentially is me. She got frustrated so quickly that she couldn't get her point across. And he did that deliberately so she couldn't say all the tea. Because he kept like questioning her and asking her why was it. Yeah. So she started getting flustered. Because at the end of the day, what she really should have did was just repeat everything he had said. And if she would have did that, she would have exposed him in front of that dumbass Angel and everybody else at the table. But since he kept interrupting her, she got flustered, started crying, getting teary-eyed because I knew she just had a whole bunch of emotion, and then she ends up like walking out. So it's like, but I get it because she was just in the middle of the argument and she just genuinely got flustered. And I just kind of wish she would have just like told Tommy or like said, I'm not going to talk until he shuts the fuck up and let me get my point across. But he did that shit deliberately. I hate that nigga so much. Like, it ain't the editing. That's a fuck nigga, y'all. And if I ever see this nigga, like, I want to throw my car. Like, I feel like Jada Pinkett on a Low Down Dirty Shame when she ran up on Chad. Like, that's how I feel about this nigga. Like, I want to run up on this nigga when I see him just for everybody on the show. Because he's just a terrible tyrant and just a trash ass nigga. And at the end of the day, the only reason he ended up with the girl Angel was because everybody else eliminated themselves. Yeah. So it's not like he chose you. You just happen to be the last man standing by default. And he's such a trash ass nigga too because other people, like the one girl who played tennis with the bad lace front, Shatavia, that's her name. When Shatavia and Mike ended, Shatavia was like, it's obviously that you're into Chili, whatever Chili real name is. Shay. It's obvious that you're into Shay. You know, I'm going to step back. Because she had baby hairs and she got her complexion.
I was like, wait a minute. What?
Yeah, she got, look, they ain't remind me of each other. They're cousins. Nah, but she kind of was like, so listen, I'm going to step back because it's obvious that you like her and I'm going to be a woman about it. And, you know, going about my way. I'm not going to compete. And like other people have left the show in a way like, you know, okay, this isn't for me. Clearly you're not interested in me. Everybody that has quit on Aaron is like, fuck you, I'm out. And it's like,
yeah, you're done. You're toast.
You're toast. You're finished. Melinda. Shout out my girl Melinda. I be seeing you on IG.
Like this hot sauce.
I be seeing you on IG. Melinda be stunting on you hoes. Melinda milking that Ready to Love shit on you bitches.
She is.
She has had an event every night for Ready to Love.
Yes.
Ready to watch. Ready to drink. Ready to eat. Ready to cocktail. Ready to function. I feel you, Melinda. Milk it. But yeah, so it's just like he's such like a trash ass nigga, and Angel's so stupid because Angel's just dumb and I can't deal. And the issue is too that this show exposed just how superficial women are.
Yeah.
Because they chose these niggas at the end of the day. And for Mike to still end up with Shay, for Mike to still end up with Shay, it's kind of like that's who he chose from jump. Like, Mike and Shay talked that whole first episode. Y'all came in and was like, well, I mean, we need to get to know you too. Y'all did all that for him to still end up with her. So he shouldn't even been, from that first episode, they shouldn't have chose his ass. But y'all said, everybody kept choosing the tallest and the quote unquote most attractive or whatever, which I still don't understand how Aaron made that couple, whatever. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't know. You bitches, that show, that nigga, I just can't. And I hope somebody at the reunion show get him together because
I hope so.
They already taped the reunion show.
I would really love to watch that.
But they taped it already, so hopefully I'm praying.
Melinda.
I hope Melinda came ready. I hope Melinda came.
I hope she heard the last episode and printed out.
And so you can't fluster Melinda.
No, because she's ready.
She ready. And she'll wait till you say what you need to say.
Yeah, she had her 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I hope so.
2 glasses of water.
I'm with it. I hope she's ready. I hope she listened to the last show and printed out everything.
Printed out her receipts. So as soon as he gets to lying.
And two, because a lot of people in the comment section was talking about Tiffany. I like Tiffany. Do I think she's a bit aggressive? Yes. And insecure? Yeah. But I do think Alex liked her, and I don't think she would have. I think he would have chose Tiffany at the end of the day, but him not choosing her off rip made her insecure, which made her irritable, which it was just like a sick cycle. He wasn't choosing her because she was irritable. She was irritable because he wasn't choosing her. And it just kept kind of going around and around and around. Because I think the 27-piece girl, I think her name Ashley, he don't really like Ashley. He like Ashley like a homegirl. So I think if Tiffany didn't eliminate herself, he still would have chose Tiffany at the end. But outside of that, fuck Aaron. I hope somebody who listens to this podcast knows Aaron. Because let them know I got beef with that nigga. Like, I know we don't know each other. And I know this is trivial because it's just TV. But
he just makes himself look really bad.
I just need to whoop his ass for any nigga that tried me like him.
Yeah.
He's like the quintessential. I think everybody hates him.
Narcissistic personality.
Everything about Aaron.
He's a gaslighter.
Everything about Aaron. What does gaslighting mean?
It's like where you try to make somebody feel like they're, like, if I say, hey, I saw you do something, and they're like, no, I didn't. You didn't see me do that. You're going crazy. You didn't see me do that.
Wait, what?
So because my ex-boyfriend, he used to do that shit. Like, I'll say, why are you talking to that girl? And he'll be like, oh, I wasn't talking to no girl. So he's gaslighting you.
Yes. So what does where is the word gaslighting? What is it like? Where it come from? What is the original what is a gaslight?
I don't know why they call it that.
How do you light a gas?
I don't know why they call it that, but that
is it like a barbecue?
Nigga.
What is gaslighting?
That is a trait of a narcissist. Is a person who gaslights you, who makes you feel like you're crazy, like you're going crazy and it makes you question your own reality.
So if I see you like with a bitch and I'm like,
I seen you with that girl, and you're like, and they're like, you ain't seen me with no girl.
So they just lying. So
they're making you question you. So they're making you question your instincts.
Niggas do that all the time. That's like the niggas.
Yeah, that's
okay. But
they're making
what's the actual gas lighter? Like, what are we lighting? What gas are we lighting?
I don't know why they call it.
What's the original context of gas?
I don't know why they call it that. I'm not too sure, but because I've looked up narcissistic personalities and their traits. That is a big one. That's one of the biggest indicators.
So wait, gaslight is that a word they created? I can look. It's in a dictionary.
Yeah, gaslighting. Yeah,
the real dictionary, or the Urban Dictionary.
It's a real thing. It is a real thing where a person can, like a psychiatrist can diagnose somebody with that.
Oh,
like it's basically it's a person that has narcissism. They're manipulating you into what they want you to see. They want you to doubt your instincts. They want you to doubt your perception of things. They basically want to control what you are seeing. So a nigga can be like, I wasn't flirting with that girl. Even though the nigga was all on it and hugging her and kikiing and smiling in her face and all the shit, he is going to try to tell you that it wasn't what you saw.
Okay. So we don't know what the actual gaslighting is. Like, we don't know what the gas and the light is. What is?
I don't know why they call it gaslighting.
Okay. I just need to know. I like to visualize things. I'm sorry. That's the way I learned.
It's not a gas. It ain't no gas, and it's not a light. I don't know.
Okay. Was it like lighting a barbecue? I
don't know why they coined it that.
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but I know for sure under a narcissistic personality, they have a list of things that are traits of that personality, and gaslighting is one of them.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now, if somebody can message a gaslighter or gaslighting or gaslight,
don't interact with a person who is manipulative and will gaslight you, because is
this an actual thing? I don't
know. There are people.
How do we decide gas and light?
We don't. Okay, you know what?
I just think there.
Where's my?
You could. Okay.
I'm about to do it.
Okay.
Why is
it called gaslighting? But moving on from that, as Adrianna looks it up, because I need a visual. So who's the king of R&B?
Robert Kelly.
You know what? I wouldn't say the person we're supposed to mute's name, but let's back it up.
Time out. Gaslighting is used to describe abusive behavior, specifically when an abuser manipulates information in such a way as to make a victim question his or her sanity.
So how did we decide on the word gaslighting?
Gaslighting. Hold on, let me pull it up.
The origin of gaslighting.
The origin. Let's see. Gaslighting intentionally makes someone doubt their memories or perception of reality. Yes.
Well, what niggas open up
the term gaslighting can be traced back to 1938 play. British playwright Patrick Hamilton created Gaslight, a mystery thriller that premiered. That's on YouTube. I saw that. So
it's from a play.
It's from a play, from London, play for 3 to 6 months. Most folks familiar with the history of the term think back to the 1944 film adaptation of the play Gaslight, which is very true, because they show that.
So in the movie Gaslight, that he probably like fucking off on people, like
he's basically manipulate. So it's a man and a woman, and he's basically manipulate. I saw that, and when I watched that, I'm like, yo. This is my relationship.
I thought gaslight was some word you niggas came up with. Who knew y'all bust up in y'all dictionary?
Movie stars, they played a married couple, Paula and Gregory. Throughout the film, abusive husband Gregory manipulates Paula to make her feel as if she's gone mad. He leads her to believe that she's stealing things without realizing it and hearing noises that aren't really there. So basically, again, I
get it, but now it makes sense. It came from a play, and then it made it into the movie. And the movie was called Gaslight, and he was doing it in the movie. So, that's all I asked. That's all I asked, Adrianna. Was it gas or was it a light?
And boom, we found it. It's solved.
So, for everybody who's confused, gaslighting has nothing to do with gas or light.
And I didn't think it was.
But anyway, so yes,
Robert Kelly. I'm sorry.
This is the thing. When Jackie said what he said his generation. So the fact that everybody came out the woodworks was unneeded. They should have just ignored his ass, because he said his generation. That's the first things first. However, now that everybody is out the woodworks, y'all got the game fucked up. I think we can all agree that the nigga that we're supposed to have mute is overall the king of R&B.
Robert Kelly.
You can't ignore it, because everyone likes to, like, somebody said it's R. Kelly in the discussion because we ain't supposed to be discussing that nigga. And that really is what it is. If we really look at how much albums he's sold and who he's written for, who he's composed for, and y'all got me up here defending this pedophile too. If we just look at everything R. Kelly has done.
We're not looking at what he's done outside of music. We're not looking at anything.
Y'all got me out here running down this pedophile shit.
We're not looking outside of music.
At the end of the day, if we look at everything R. Kelly did, I would deem him the king of R&B because of what he did for a genre of music. And the fact is, R. Kelly worked with 99% of everybody who was somebody in the R&B world, R. Kelly has had his hands on something of theirs. If it be a melody, if it be him writing, if it be him singing a background vocal, if it be him writing a song. And so, and I always said this thing, because R. Kelly has such a diverse portfolio, when people say mute R. Kelly, you have to remember that now you need to talk about these other songs that he's written, that he's sung, that he's composed that should be muted too. I hear a lot of people still want to sing Whitney's I Look to You, but I'm muting R. Kelly. No, you're not, because that's R. Kelly's song. Or like, I like Toni Braxton's I Don't Want To. Guess who wrote that song? And guess who's on the background vocals? It's R. Kelly. So at the end of the day, I do genuinely think R. Kelly's the king of R&B. You know,
Robert is the king. Y'all
bad.
niggas listen to I Believe I Can Fly and don't tell me y'all don't get inspired to do something. Y'all shut the hell up.
Too bad our good man will be wiped off the face of the fucking earth, because y'all gonna make sure of it, because y'all definitely don't play R. Kelly on the radio. But with that being said, Jaquez, he did say his generation. So all you older niggas.
He said 16 to 25.
All you older niggas that just came out the woodworks, the beef, didn't really have to.
He said Keith Sweat wanted to kill his little ass.
Nah, Keith Sweat literally. This is the thing too. Jaquez think this shit's a game. I'm gonna be real with you. Anybody who pays attention to the 90s as much as like me and like my homegirl and anybody who listens when like 90s artists go on the Breakfast Club or read old articles, you will realize that them 90s R&B niggas was cooing to these hoes and will fight literally in the backstage. So Jaquez running around thinking this shit's a game. He gives little ass hemmed up, because them niggas used to fight. So, you know, with that being said, y'all gassed that nigga up. Y'all had this nigga thinking that his LMA song, Trip, or whatever song he redid at Old Girl.
But I like his confidence, though. I fuck with his confidence. I mean, you can't blame a nigga for speaking his confidence. If that's how he feels, then fuck it. That's how he feels.
I don't mind his confidence. I do think you need the numbers behind your shit, because he's been out for a minute and you don't even have the numbers to prove what you're saying. So if I was other niggas, I would just start spewing out my accolades. 30 million records, multi-platinum. I'll just start spewing out everything.
That's cool. But at the end of the day, his confidence is admirable. It's admirable.
Be humble, young king. You run it up on Keith Sweat, and Keith Sweat, when he talking to your ass, you need to. Confidence is cute. Humility is cuter. So, good luck, young king. I don't listen to your music, so I'm not 16 or 24, so I don't really give a fuck. So, do you though, sir? Maybe I got some little cousins who pop in your music. I don't know. I can't name one song you did, and I think the one song I can't. No, I can't. I can't really. No, because that was actually Bobby Valentino's song. Okay, so I really can't even name anything you did, but once again, I'm not your age range. So, good luck on that. Good young king. But anyway, so this week, we're recovering from being hard-headed. A hard head make a soft ass, but a hard dick make the sex last.
Whoa.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's dun, dun, dun. Tell me what you got, because I don't want no 1 minute man.
Mine was a hard head makes a soft ass.
A hard dick make the sex last. I jump in pools and make a big splash.
A hard head make a soft ass. Hard white get you straight cash.
Who's that?
Jeezy. That's what it is. A hard head makes a soft ass. Hard white will get you straight cash.
Listen.
That's that 101.
Listen, I was on that 1 minute man. That's when Luda came in.
That's TM 101.
That's when Luda came in. Break me up. Show me what you got. Okay. But anyway, so hard-headed is someone who won't change their minds easily. Once your mind is set, there's no going back. So, and there is a very thin line between hard-headed and strong-willed, because I looked all that shit up. So, do you consider yourself hard-headed?
Strong-willed.
It's a thin line between the both. Are you sure?
Yes. Because I don't mind correction. I don't mind counsel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't if what I'm doing, somebody else that is wiser and has more foresight than me says, hey, that's not a good idea. Maybe you should think about this. Maybe not in this way is the best route. I take heed. I'm not one of those people where I feel like I have to learn all the lessons by myself. I can learn from other people. But hard-headed, I mean, I used to be hard-headed, but I think my hard-headedness has gotten me out of where I didn't want to be. So I felt like I had to be hard-headed to leave, because if I didn't say I don't believe that, or I don't think that I feel like I can make it on my own or whatever, I still would be in Corpus if I was like that. So
listen, being hard-headed and got me nowhere, especially when it came to going against my mother. I'm a Taurus anyway, so we're bullheaded and stubborn. And so, and I get very, back then, because not so much now, because now I kind of learned all my lessons, but back then for sure it was, I got it, I'm fine. So specifically with that court case that I had to deal with for like 2 years, the night I went down to them girls' house, I called my mother first. My mother literally told my black ass to sit the fuck down. And even before that incident, it had been little incidents right before where basically my mama told me, like, your ass is gonna hit a wall, keep playing. And I was just like, whatever, I'm good, we good, you good. And I hit the wall full throttle, no airbag, and then I needed the help to get out of it. So, like with that experience, and of course I still had moments where I was fucking up, but like looking back at a bunch of the experiences I had, I think sometimes people be hard-headed to like have independence or to kind of be like, I'm doing the right thing or whatever. But I think you have to find a balance of being hard-headed and knowing that the person who's talking to you means you no harm. And even though I knew my mother didn't mean me any harm, it is sometimes just, you don't feel like being bothered with your parents or people around you. But I had to learn then, and I had to learn a few more times after that you have to start taking advice from people who are around you.
Trusted counsel. And
you have to also step outside of yourself, because sometimes you get so in yourself and in your thoughts and in your ways that you don't even see a helping hand when it's looking right at you. It's been plenty of times somebody has been trying to help me or do something, and my ass was like, nope, because I had got so focused in on what I was doing. And granted, sometimes being, like I said, it's a thin line between being hard-headed and strong-willed, but a lot of times people are trying to stop you from making life more difficult. And when I look back at every time I was being hard-headed, a lot of people were just, luckily for me, I had like a progressive ass mother. So, but she was really just trying to stop me from like making life a hella more harsh than it already had to be. Life was going to be hard anyway. Yeah. It's just like, girl, I'm trying to stop you from going further down into this fucking rabbit hole, but your black ass just can't see it. And I'm just like, I can't see it, and you don't know what you talking about, and you just doing the most. So you do have to learn how to get a team around you, and it might not be your, like, lucky for me, it's my mom, and it might not be, you know, for everybody, it might not be your mom, it might not be your dad, it might be your older brother, or it might be a cousin. It has to be somebody who's living the life, or living a life, or living kind of adjacent to the life you kind of want to live. And you really have to just chill out, because it's a very thin line between being hard-headed and strong-willed.
Absolutely. And
people, I think if you do something once because you're being hard-headed, but it doesn't yield results, if you do it again, you just, like, that's just you, like, being habitual hard head for no reason. It's like, okay, I give you the one time to like test some shit out. If the shit don't really work, I think you need to kind of expand your thoughts and let someone in.
But I think on the flip side of it, sometimes we need that process to go through in order to gain perspective. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, experience
like
is the best teacher.
I don't think that by me like listening to what people were telling me, I didn't think that would have done me good versus my own experience. So in that sense, perhaps I was hard-headed and I didn't want to listen and I wanted to do things my way. But I felt, for me, that's the only way I'm going to learn what I'm supposed to learn. And again, it's almost like sometimes it's like people who never experience what you're going through always have the most to say. Or people that think they know what, like my parents. My parents ain't done, like, they've never lived in a big city. They've never, like, they've traveled here and there, but never in, like, the capacity that I feel I want it to be. And I feel like they've had such a limited view of the world. You can't tell me what's out there when you haven't even experienced it. Mm-hmm. So you can't tell me that I'm hard-headed because I don't want to listen to the world is scary bullshit, because I don't think the world is scary. So I'm going to do what I feel is right for me. And if that label of being hard-headed because I'm going against what you want me to do is, then I'll take that. But I never saw it like that. Like, I just felt like, y'all niggas don't know what the fuck y'all talking. You don't know what you're talking about because you've never experienced it. Like, it's like you talking to somebody who's never been arrested before.
I mean, that works. Granted, the way I'm set up, I needed to experience a lot of stuff, but everybody doesn't need that. And I think people who don't need that have, like, is it called like the road less travel when, like, life is a little easier? Is it like it's like the road less travel, because I have, luckily for me, for the most part, I've surrounded myself with people who don't have to, who can listen, take heed to what somebody's telling them, take it in, decide what's good for them, what's not good for them, and it don't be this impulsive bull in a china shop how I am, or how I still am like that, how I am. So I actually admire people who don't have to have the experience, who can listen to a story, understand that's some bullshit, I don't want to be involved, and I'm going to veer away. Because if I had that type of personality, it would be my life like, I'm just now finding my footing. My life would be so much more different if I would have went to FAM when my mama told me to, I originally went to FAM for physical therapy. And somewhere along the lines, my mom said go into public relations. If I would have went into public relations, that would have put me right in the journalism, the communications and journalism buildings, which I probably would be doing this on the radio by now. Like, it would have been something different if I could have step beyond myself and didn't need the experience. But because of the way I'm set up, I'm naturally bullheaded. I definitely thought I knew everything, or I thought I knew most of the stuff. The only thing that kept me more so in line was because I couldn't go too far, because it's certain things my mom wouldn't let me do. Like, I couldn't leave school. That was just not an option. So even when I was begging to leave, she was just like, you stay your ass in school. So because my mom, I had this box where I could cut up all I want to in this box, but I couldn't go too far. That kind of saved me from being a hot fucking mess, because I knew I would have been a hot mess. And I try now, when I look at my friends who can listen to people without being stubborn, without the guard, without being hard-headed, without I know everything, without you don't know what you're talking about because you ain't experienced. When I listen to people, when I see people who can listen to people around them and at least just take heed and be like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times people let people talk but don't take it in. And I try now, and I wish early on I would have been one of those people who listened to everybody around me, took it in, and then kind of decipher where I should go, because I moved so impulsively and I just kind of got stuck in my ways that I made this shit a lot harder than it had to be. And I learned a lot of lessons that I could have jumped across if I just would have listened to literally everyone in my life. Because literally everyone at some point. So, like, I try to do that now, because just because somebody didn't necessarily experience it, I think people have a different vantage point when you're going through something and they're outside the house. There's a lot of shit I have not experienced, but I was just on the phone with a friend today about some shit that I've never experienced. But once I finished the advice, I was like, that was some good ass advice. But I think it's easier to see it from outside. So, I know I'm having some hard-headed babies because of all the nonsense I did, but I pray that my kid has like a spirit of discernment where they can just sit their ass down and let people talk to them and kind of figure something out, or find a bridge, or find a halfway point at some point. Because sometimes it's just you go all the way off the ledge, and shit be super difficult, and it don't have to be difficult. When I look back at everything, I'm happy I'm in a space I am now. But it took a very long time to get to this space that I could have got to damn it 7, 8, 9 years ago. Because there's been a whole bunch of red flags and a whole bunch of shit people were telling me way before I was forced. Like I got forced to sit my black ass down. It wasn't a choice. It was just like, all right, I got to sit down.
Yeah.
But it was, at some point it was a choice, and I had everybody around me telling me, you know, relax, child. And I was just like, no. So I genuinely admire, and like I said, I have like a few friends that are people just like that. Like if somebody say something, they're like, oh, okay, wow, that's something to think about. And it's like they take it to heart and they think about it, versus me, I was just like, all right, I'm talking shit.
Well, I mean, I think it's also important to take advice from people that have traveled the same road as you. I mean, I cannot take advice from somebody who doesn't see how I see it. I'm not a scary person. I'm not afraid to try things. I'm not afraid to jump. I can't take advice from somebody who's scared to jump.
I actually like taking advice from people who don't think like me, though.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that I'm not saying that, but if I'm going to make major life decisions, I personally am not going to be taking advice from somebody that I feel that's scared to jump, that's scared to try something. Like, I understand that the different perspectives of people, but for me, as a person who will take a risk, I cannot take advice from somebody who's not afraid to take a risk. I want to fly, so I can't be listening to turtles when I'm a giraffe. I see shit.
Giraffes don't fly.
I'm just saying. I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I can't take advice from. I'm a giraffe. I can't take advice from a turtle because a turtle only sees a certain perspective. A giraffe sees further out. So for me, I can't. That don't match. So I want to be with giraffes. I don't want to be with turtles, and I want to take advice from giraffes. And I get, again, different perspectives, but for me, I see things in a different way. And I just think it's important to, like, sometimes you have to be hard-headed. Sometimes you have to say, this is the way that I want to go. If I didn't do that, if you didn't do the certain things that you did, what you're doing right now may have never unfolded. Listen. So I don't think that it's
life would have been different.
It could be different, but it could be in a different way where you're not happy.
I feel like a bitch would have been happy though.
But you don't know that.
Like, shit.
But you know, because that's not how God works. God knows us before we know ourselves. Mm-hmm. He knows what we need in order for us to be the type of people He wants us to be.
This is a tough road, man.
I'm just saying, like, He knows the type of people that we are before we know we are. So He is going to put us in situations that are going to grow us, stretch us, and whether it is on your timing or whatever perceived timing that you want,
and be a little funny, Jesus.
His timing is always right.
Your timing be that 11th hour, Jesus. I still can't really get with it. So,
but at the same time, it's always going to work out the way it's supposed to be.
That
whether
11th
it's
hour,
not
hit me on the 8th
specific time, because you know the Bible says like what our hour is God's second.
Listen, hit me on the 8th.
Our day,
but as far as like different perspectives, like, I like everyone's perspective. I need to see what the turtles see because I need to know what's down there. I need to see what the vultures see because I need to know what's up there. I need to know what the pigs see, how that look over there. But I've been a lucky person with the people around me. My mom isn't the traditional. She's not a regular mom. She's a cool mom. My mama wanted a lot for us and wanted bigger things for us. So for me, I was very lucky in the people I had around me. And I had a very diverse group of people around me. Like my grandma and my auntie still live in the same city. It's still a small city. I have a grandma who lives down the street from my auntie. My great grandma used to live around the corner from my grandma. I knew my great great grandma. She lived down the street. Like my mom come from a very small town, so I get that whole feeling. And I spent my summers and my winter breaks there. But luckily for me,
they encouraged
growing up. Not necessarily. When I wanted to work for Emirates, my auntie was like, you want to go to different countries all the time? When I said I wanted to move to Houston, they was looking at me like I was crazy. But luckily my mom's very different. My mom's
but
like,
your mom encouraged
slide
you.
out, sis, do you.
That's the thing.
So,
your mother encouraged you.
Luckily for me, but then my mom still comes from a motherly perspective. So her view about stuff still isn't necessary. I mean, I think we get to the same point. We get to the same end goal. The way we got to the end goal is always different.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, we can find our way to the end goal, which, works out for me. But I just do, like, for me being, I'm trying to make sure I'm being strong-willed. And when I mean strong-willed, I'm trying to make sure I don't give up on stuff when I don't have instant gratification. Versus, and then not in a way, and it's very hard to decipher because some stuff is just you're not getting instant gratification, but it's gonna pay off, and then some stuff you just not getting, it's not gonna pay out, like plan out. So like I'm trying to become more with myself and look at the obvious signs because, like I said, there is a very thin line between hard-headed and strong-willed, and some stuff you do need to abandon, and some stuff you do need to stay on the ship. And I'm just trying to stay in a space where I'm not becoming my own enemy or I'm not sabotaging myself because I got some theory or some goal in mind and it has to happen. And then it's like everything's thinking around me, but no, if I quit, I'm a quitter. It's like, no, you're being hard-headed.
You gotta be flexible. Sometimes
you gotta just switch things, but then that's something you have to learn as well. Like, to be flexible is really not to be hard-headed because then you'll be stuck in your ways and stuck in something. So, it's a time. It's just...
Yeah, you gotta be flexible in life because life, I mean,
life's some bullshit.
You can plan all this shit and it don't happen according to what you think. But then it's like God makes it to where it's like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like. All right. But that just comes with that surrendering to your purpose and God's will for your life. Like you have to give up what you want
and you have to be open. Like, I mean,
you have to give up what you want for your life and allow God to work in you.
And
because you'll love it.
And let him let people come towards you. That's another thing. If you get stuck in your ways, sometimes you don't even see when people be right in your damn face. So just always be hella aware of the people around you. And they really don't come the way you think it's going to come.
No.
Think it's going to be.
No, it's not.
This podcast started while I was in Starbucks and I asked Adrianna, do she want to do a podcast? That was like random shit. And she didn't even know what a podcast was. So that's like random shit, essentially. It's like, huh? So you don't know how stuff is going to form and come. And, you got to be... You got to be open. And like I said, it's just a very thin line between hard-headed and stubborn. If people, some people have the good intentions around you, but they don't know your journey. And then some people have good intentions around you and they kind of can figure out your journey. Decipher which is which. Some people have like your best intentions at heart, and it could be both ways. Yeah. Your parents telling you to stay in Corpus Christi wasn't them being mean parents.
Absolutely not. And I don't think that. I just think that they didn't see what I saw for myself.
And so you have to be able to
decide
different.
And I decided different.
Yeah, you have to decide what's for your good and what's kind of not for your good and what's going to work out for you. And like I said, if you keep doing something 5,000 times and it's not working, that's insanity. And take heed to listen to somebody. Yeah. And build a tribe of people who have your best interests at heart. I have a group of friends who literally have my best interests at heart. My mama has always had my best interests at heart, and my mom has always seen the end goal. When I called my mom and said I was about to get married and have some kids with this boy, my mama was like, girl, bye. When I called my mom and said I'm starting a podcast, she was like, oh, okay. And then she was all hype and had all these ideas and shit. So you have to build a team around you that knows you, knows the end goal, understands it, doesn't think it's crazy, because a lot of people, be thinking you crazy. And you have to decipher who those people are and, relinquish some of your power. Sometimes you need to hear it from people.
That's what I'm saying. Trusted counsel is very important. Like, very, very important. Because sometimes you be wilding the fuck out, and you be wilding the fuck out on your own thoughts, when really you just need to shut the fuck up and sit down. And all it takes is one good trusted person to say, hey, you tripping. You're really tripping.
So, you guys, that is that on that. Google hard-headed and strong-willed. Hard-headed is self-sabotaging. Strong-willed is not. And that's that. And we can move on to Moesha's diary. But once again, I can't find it. So we're going to wait just a second, because I just read it. Hold on. Okay, so she wanted me to call her Diana Ross, but that's not gonna happen. Like I told y'all already that y'all don't decide the names, FYI. But in her letter, long as hell. Okay. No, okay. So the thing was, she wrote like a precursor to the letter. Mm-hmm. So like the precursor to the letter was like about like her like discovering her blackness and coming from a small city, and it was like a precursor, and then she's like, this is where my letter starts, but a precursor is like an essay. But anyways, we're gonna name her Althea Gibson. Althea Gibson was the first African-American tennis player to compete in the U.S. National Championship in 1950. She also was the first African-American woman to compete in Wimbledon in 1951. So shout out to Althea Gibson. The only reason she got to play is because like the #1 tennis star at the time wrote a letter and was like, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. This girl can really play and she deserves to compete with some of the best competitors. So she ends up playing, and so shout out to Althea. She was the original, and she was kicking ass, and she played golf. So do your Googles, Althea Gibson. So Althea Gibson says, girl, this letter's so long. Let me find it. Like, no, this is like she wrote this whole thing.
God damn.
Okay. Take a breath. Get my thoughts together. Althea Gibson says, I'm 23 years old, close to 24, and I'm in a serious relationship with a 34-year-old white man. I met him when I was barely 21, and we launched into one of the most life-altering relationships I've ever had. 2 months into our relationship, he told me he knew I would be the one he marries. We actively talk about our future and marriage. I'm actually getting emotional typing this out because he is my world. I never thought I could be loved or love someone so much. He's my first everything. Literally, I kissed one person a few months before I met him. I know, I'm a late bloomer. I have a really shitty home life. I live with my parents, and the older I get, the more uncomfortable it has gotten for me. I recently listened to an episode where you all were talking about the dynamic in Black families, how they use the fear of God and always say you're going to hell. My mom and I definitely have a lot of fallouts. She's emotionally and verbally abusive to me, and the older I get, the worse it gets. She definitely has her own childhood traumas mixed with narcissistic tendencies. My dad sits back and watches it. I pay rent, my insurance, phone, personal items, etc., everything. And the only thing until as of late that my parents paid for was school. But I also have another relatable thing. My parents will not pay for something other than nursing. My mom and I went back and forth for a while, and she finally gave up and let me do what I wanted to do. I applied and got accepted to medical esthetician school, and my parents waited until the day I got accepted to tell me they weren't paying for it. It really destroyed me. My boyfriend was so supportive, and he took care of me through my anxiety-induced panic attacks. I've wanted to move out for a long time to remove myself from my family, but I have been tied to them due to school. However, I'm no longer tied to them at all. My boyfriend wants us to get a place together, but I am so scared because I've only ever lived with my parents. I also know my parents will disapprove as we're not married, and I know they will push me out and freeze me out as I watch them do to my older sister for a few years. I do not hold my boyfriend's past against me. He has been in other relationships where he lived with a couple of women and it did not work out. The rational part of me says it'll be okay, but my anxiety part tells me otherwise. I suppose I just need some encouragement or advice or just someone to talk to. I know this is long, but I just need a little guidance. Please help. Thanks in advance. XO, Althea Gibson.
You want to go? You want me to go?
No, bitch, I had to drink some water, girl. That was like my Easter speech, bitch. Althea came. I mean,
okay. So here's my thing. First, don't ever put. And I've learned this because I've did this. I put my relationship with a man before my relationship with God, and that turned into shit. So I would really, really watch like. That verbiage of he's my everything, he's this or he's that. God is everything to you, and that is somebody that will never disappoint. And I don't say that. I hate to hear people say that, like a person is their everything, because I always think of that Medea movie where the lady was crying.
Girl, Diary of a Bad Black Woman.
And Cicely Tyson told her, God is your everything.
I don't know, Mary J. told me, you are everything.
But anyways, yeah, like, you know what? Honestly, you need to get on your hustle. Like, nobody is going to fucking give you shit in this world. Like, your parents aren't obligated to give you a college education. Now, if you want something, if you want to be something, you fucking figure out a way to go and get it. If that situation with your parents and your dynamic with your mother is toxic, you need to get the fuck out of it. You need to figure out a plan, have yourself an exit strategy, go work 5-6 jobs, get it to where you need to be. I don't suggest that you move in with your boyfriend just because the age difference, and, you know, I don't know. It's just, if you've never lived on your own, I think it's very important for anybody really to have that time to where they live by themselves, because you don't know who you are by yourself until you get by yourself. So you don't know what you really like. You don't know how you like your thermostat. You don't know how you like your food arranged in the refrigerator. You don't know shit because you've never lived by yourself. So to jump from one
just throw my shit in the refrigerator.
Like, to jump from one toxic situation into a potential situation where, one, you don't know how you are in that type of environment. That's scary. So I would definitely pump the brakes on the living with the boyfriend.
Pause.
Because that, to me, that's a little dangerous. That just because, again, the age difference, you're 23, he's 34. That you don't know a lot about life.
Yeah.
And he do. And he knows more than you. So it could be an easily manipulative situation because you don't recognize it, and because you're going from one toxic situation without properly letting yourself rid of all of that shit. It just sounds like a danger zone. So I would definitely pump the brakes on the idea of moving in with your boyfriend. That's me, but you can live your life, sis. But yeah, that sounds a little dangerous.
So here's the thing about, I just put this on Facebook. Here's the thing about people in college, and my parents won't pay for me to go to school. Ding, 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 ding. Nobody parents pays for them to go to school. Out of everybody I know who has a college education, and I know lots of people with college education, there's only 2 people I know who parents paid for them to go to school out of pocket. 2. Everybody else had grants, loans, and scholarships. Yeah. So if going to school is important to you, you need to go mark yourself down to somebody's financial aid office. Say, how do I get grants? I would try grants and scholarships first. How do I get grants? How do I get scholarships? And then I will go to loans. Another little trick to it is most people's loans and grants and scholarship pays for their housing, their books, their food, their whole life for a semester. like now when me and my friends talk about college, we kind of laugh at the fact that we acted like our parents were paying for us to go to school when essentially we were paying for ourselves to go to school because we were the people who took out the loans or who got the scholarships or who got the grants. So if school is important to you and you want to prove them wrong, or you think what you think what you want to major in or whatever you want to do, if you think that's important, you think that's what you want to do with your life, invest in yourself. That and the money you get back from school can pay your rent, can buy your books, and can do the whole nine. Now, if I was you, what I would do when it comes to that guy, and because I've talked to her before. She's written in before about wanting to be like a housewife. And apparently this guy, the white guy, has money. So if I were you, and this is true.
All money ain't good money, sis. How you make yours?
All I would say, if it was me, and if he had coins, I would, and you said in the letter that you pay your rent and you do all this stuff, I would move out on my own. And when I mean my own, I would get my own place. I would see if the boyfriend can help fund some of me moving, like my moving fees. Can he pay your rent? I know people who have had a full apartments, fully furnished, fully paid by an individual while they went to school. I would put myself on that setup, because the thing is, you still need to learn yourself, and you still need to go be around people your goddamn age so you can experience stuff. The main part about college is experience life around a whole bunch of people your age. Like, I bullshit all the time and say I don't do shit with my degree, but in reality, the experience I got from going to school is an experience that I wish upon everybody, period. So if I were you, I would move out. You said you pay your parents' rent. So if you're paying your parents' rent, I don't understand what's the point of living with them anyway.
Yeah.
Get your own space. You are over 18. You can sign your own lease. They're gonna run your credit. You probably ain't got no goddamn credit because you ain't did shit.
First, if renters
credit. You get your boo thing to pay the first and last month and whatever the hell you gotta pay. You get your boo to furnish it, and you get your boo to snatch up some of them goddamn bills. And what you do is take your ass down to that medical esthetician school
and sign up,
get your degree, have him pay your bills. You work your job, you save your money. That will be the smarter thing to do, because I'm letting you know now. You move in with that motherfucker, it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell, because not saying I talk to older niggas all the time. I used to talk to older niggas around your age as well. My thing was, I always went into those type of situations, and maybe because I read all the Eric Jerome Dickey books growing up, I went into a lot of situations with older men knowing I just wanted some Nikes and my nails filled and $100 to go to the club. I didn't go into any situation where I wanted somebody to be my daddy or take care of me, or take care of me to the extent of me living with them. I just wanted my money and go. I just wanted to like ball out and go. I didn't make like a real situation happen with older men, because I always felt like older men wanted to mold you into something. And in reality, you are a late bloomer, but it's still the same feelings at 21, 16 when you lose your virginity to a person and you have your first love. You be in like a warped space behind some guy that you really like for the first time, and you're in love with for the first time, and you're having sex with for the first time. It's a different emotion because you never had sex before. You ain't even know you can be that close to somebody. So a lot of that is just that first timer shit. And in order to understand the difference between first timer shit and real life shit, I think you need to live a little bit. And I mean, and I would be less apprehensive if this was a guy your age, but because he's older, he knows the game already. And clearly moving in and moving out with a bitch don't mean nothing to him. You know, the only people I know who move in and move out that quick is lesbians. Lesbians stay moving in and moving out with each other. So I couldn't live with somebody who has had multiple people living with them and they ain't never got married and never went to the second base or third base or fifth base and got kids. And I can't. And at the end of the day, your house is toxic. You move to another potential toxic place and the shit falls the fuck apart. You have to go back home.
Yeah, and you still don't know how to take care of yourself.
The worst feeling would be having to go back home. When I was in college, I was dating this guy. He was going to the NBA. He called my mother up and told, in my mama face, told my mom, was like, and my mom's unimpressed by everybody and everything. Told him, was like, I'm going to take Ebony with me. I've been thinking about it. You know, I'll be making some money. I'm going to take her with me. My mom was like, all right, cool. So you're going to pay for her to go to college. If y'all break up, you can't just put her out. You have to put her up in a place until she finishes college. And you need to catch all these bills because I pay, her car note, her car insurance and all that. So he looked at my mom. He was like, word? My mom was like, yeah, I did not leave with that nigga. Because my mama from jump was like, you can't send her back home. You can't have that much power over her where you're going to send her back home. You can do her any type of way because you're the person who makes all the money. And essentially that, I'm not going to say that will happen to you. I feel like there's a greater chance that will happen to you. That you move in with this nigga. Naive. When shit go left, he's going to send you back to your mama. You're not going to have nothing.
Yep.
And being a housewife is fine. I know a couple of badass housewives right now, but all the housewives I know, they all graduated school. They all had they sugar daddies, babies, whatever nigga, whoever he was, pay for stuff like school. They all worked for a couple of years. Now they sit on their loins and chill, but they have stuff behind them prior to being a housewife. And both of them also, when they got into the space of being a housewife, they opened up businesses. Like one of them is like a ghost stylist. Basically, she'll go pick out clothes for your favorite celebrities when you thinking they just throwing t-shirts and sweatpants together. That's her shopping for their ass. So she does that because she liked fashion. So I'm just saying, but that comes with being older. That comes with setting stuff up. So when it's all said and done, somebody can't throw you out. Because if you're not married and you don't have no kids, you don't be having no rights to shit.
Yep. And
you don't want to be in a space where the shit go left and you don't have nothing.
That's the worst.
And you just
and the man has all the power to say, well, shit, you can either do it like this or you can get out.
And I said, I would feel a bit different if you guys were closer in age, because then I feel like you both are kind of naive and you both don't know what y'all doing and you both are immature. But this motherfucker know the game.
Yep.
He came in, he turned you out. That's a win for him.
Yep.
I mean, you all googly-eyed in love. Of course, it's your first love.
You want to don't put that man before God. That's the quickest way to ruin your relationship.
Listen, like I said, I would just take myself down to that school, go down to that financial aid department, figure everything out on the financial side, see if he can pay for it. If he can't pay for it, then figure everything out on the financial side and move into your own apartment. You can still see him and y'all still can do what you do.
And that's
have your own apartment.
And this is a true test. Like when a niggas like that, like they love people that are vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable position. One, because you ain't never lived on your own. You're in a toxic situation. He got more money than you. You trying to do X, Y, and Z. You're in a vulnerable situation. Some niggas prey on that. So you need to test your relationship, because if you decide you want to get up and you want to do all this like independent shit and he's not happy for you and about that, and he kind of starts feeling some type of way, it's a good indicator that nigga, that's not it.
Listen, don't be out here like Lyra galore. When Lyra,
I'm telling you, man.
When Lyra put that IG message up about how that man buy her stuff and then take it back and give it to other bitches,
I'm telling you,
don't let that be you.
I'm telling you that.
Like I said, I would personally pursue being a housewife is fine. I'm not knocking that because, like I said, I'm some badass housewives. But I do think because you're so young and y'all aren't the same age and he seems a bit more experienced, I do think you need to make sure you have your goddamn own. For real, for real. That's first and foremost.
And if something were to happen with him, that you can still survive on your own
if
without
that apartment,
your parents.
Don't have him. And the thing is, if he helps you financially with that apartment, make sure that apartment is in your name.
He can't kick you out.
Rules, kids. If a nigga buy you a car, if a nigga do anything, always have it in your name. Get the deed, point blank, period. It's not your car if he gives you a car and your name not on it. That's his car that you borrowing, girl. That's not your, take it back. That's not your apartment if his name is on that apartment. You
get kicked out.
No, ma'am. That's Airbnb you staying in. That's his shit. Y'all gotta,
Furniture,
listen,
make sure you had a receipt.
Listen, talk to me about bird bitch shit. I've been a bird bitch for quite some time. Listen, talk to me about some bird bitch shit. I've dabbled.
That's rule 101, baby.
I've dabbled in bird food.
Everything in your name.
But guys, I don't know, girl. Just don't move in with him. If you got anything,
don't move in. Yeah, don't move in with him. Move in by yourself.
Move in by yourself and go to school and question, what does a medical
esthetician?
Thank you. What does a medical esthetician do? Is it Botox? Is it like facelifts? What is it?
They can administer Botox. They can do facials. They can do
dermatologists.
Not dermatologists.
Well, what dermatologists do?
I don't know. Dermatologists are like skin They do. They like.
Oh, she sure didn't give me no facials, but she did give me this cream to help my black hair. Okay, never. My dermatologist was bomb. But yeah.
Estheticians can do all that non-invasive invasive like facial procedures. Like they can inject Botox. They can do like the dermaplaning. They can do the tattooing of your eyebrows, shit like that. Girl. Lashes, lash extensions.
I feel like hood rats do that all day anyway.
There are estheticians.
Some talented people out there.
You gotta get a certificate for that.
Sis, move out your parents' house.
Into your own shit. Don't move in with that motherfucker. Girl, you gonna be...
I'm gonna tell you, the real go to this situation, if your ass enroll in school and you get him to pay for that apartment, and I'm gonna tell you, I will hats off, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you ain't gonna be able to make a spring semester because we in December. I think you need to have a good plan. I think you need to spend spring semester.
Yeah.
Getting everything ready, trying to apply for grants, trying to apply for scholarships. You can move out your parents' house by March, April. Yeah. Stack your money. Make sure old boy gonna give you some money. Make sure you have first, second, and last month. Is it first, second, and last? It's been so long since I moved.
Look, and first and last. If he don't support you on that he's not for you, sis. If he does not support you on your wanting to be independent.
All the women who independent.
If he is not supportive of that, that's not him. That ain't him.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, you still really don't need him to move, because if you go down to that school's financial aid office and you fill out for your financial aid, be it loans, grants, and scholarships, you can get enough money to pay for school and live off of it. We all did, bitch. I used to get a check every semester. What did I do with my check? It automatically took out the money for my classes. I took the rest of that check down to my, I took majority of that check. I did blow some of it. I took majority of that check down to my leasing office, paid for the semester of school, and I spent the rest buying shit I wasn't supposed to be buying. So,
you can do it, sis. You can do it.
School is a lick. And lightweight, I ended up getting my master's anyway because I didn't know what I wanted to do, but it also was like a business move on my part, because guess what I knew? I knew there was a lot of money in going to school. There is a lot of money into going to school.
You can do it, sis.
So you don't need that
You don't need him.
But if his wallet is open, take the money, girl.
But don't let him make you feel like you have to move in with him in order to get the lifestyle or the life that you want.
Because you don't. Because you can do this shit all by yourself.
Girl, you can do it.
And it'll be, listen, if he can't give it to you, no strings attached. If he can't do it off GP because he love you.
That ain't it. He ain't it.
Listen, I done got a whole bunch of money from a whole bunch of niggas off GP. I'm talking about off GP. So it happens. It happens.
Don't
niggas
settle.
Don't make
Put
this
God first, girl.
Don't make this nigga think you gotta do a whole bunch of stuff to get a check. It ain't.
Put God first, girl. You can get it.
Trust me, it ain't that much to get a check. But
put him first, girl.
That's just me. So, Althea Gibson, I hope we helped you. And Godspeed. Be blessed. Amen. Write back to us and let us know. I mean, you write all the time. Like I said, I've talked to her before. So write back to me and let me know what your end go. Because it sounds like you want to move in with that nigga. But don't be lazy, sis. Because it sounds like you defeated.
I'm telling you headed for manipulation, control. Motherfuckers love to control you.
Listen.
They would love to get you barefoot pregnant in the kitchen, girl.
Nah, that nigga done live with two people already. He ain't trying to get her barefoot and pregnant. He just trying to have her in there.
You never know.
Niggas is...
Never know.
When I talk to older niggas, I really had like a game plan. I ain't never talked to no older nigga to fall in love. I was just like, listen, I need XYZ. I need $100 to go to the moon on Friday night.
$100.
$100. I was 20. What, $100 to go to the moon? And the moon was $5? Bitch, drinks all night.
Is that a club?
Yes, the moon is a club. It's a club. Shout out to the moon in Tallahassee. Grown folks night on Saturday. Yes, ma'am. $100. $5 $10 or $5 get in. Like $5 to get in. I'll pay for me and my homegirl, and I got the drinks. $100 take you a long way in Tallahassee, Florida. Bitch, pictures was $7. So, she a cute girl. I'll show you her picture. God bless her heart. Good luck out there. We're
rooting for you, sis. Make the right decision.
We are, and
choose you.
And I'm very happy I pronounced esthetician right. It took me all of today to figure out how to say it.
Choose you, sis. Choose you.
So, you guys, that's all I have for y'all this week. I have nothing left to give. Don't be hard-headed. Know the difference.
Happy holidays.
Know the difference between, strong-willed and hard-headed. Be blessed on Christmas. Thank you for everybody who says they're enjoying my Black Ass Christmas playlist. I think it's popping. And that's that. You can find me, NatoyaEbony, on all social media. You can find Recovering Party Girls on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find Party Girls Pod on Twitter.
You can find me Miss Cool in the City, Miss Cool _ letter in the city on everything.
And you guys, we're probably skipping next week because it's Christmas. So, be blessed. Have a good time with your family. Eat your food. Knock yourselves out. Merry Christmas. Play Mariah Carey. The whole night. Bye.
Toodles.